What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Mystic Rick's CryptoPicks. I am your host, Mystic Rick, and I'm dropping some great stuff on you today, guys. And as you see in the title, Star Atlas is the game of all games. And for a slew, or I guess you could say plethora, of reasons. So let's dive in because this is a really important day for us. So, first of all, Star Atlas is a massively multiplayer online metaverse. In a distant future, three galactic factions have emerged in an ongoing struggle for resources, territorial conquest, and political domination. Players can join a faction, directly influence the course of the metaverse, and earn real world income for their contributions. Now, let's go through the different areas that are interesting about this game, and you'll understand why I say it's a revolution of gaming and socio-economic structure. Okay, travel anywhere in the open universe of Star Atlas. All visible stars can be manually navigated to or fully documented in your Atlas map. Safe zones introduce starting players to Star Atlas. Medium and deep space zones allow for higher stakes combat and greater mining yields. All ships, space stations, and land installations are outfitted with an assortment of weapons and shields for attack and defense. Upgrade your space stations and surface installations to unlock enhanced tiers and capabilities. Assign the right crew members and install the best equipment to increase your ship's score and expand the capabilities of your ship. Choose your crew and ships to suit your desired career path. Professions vary greatly from bounty hunter to data runner and much more. In-game created factions allow players to compete collectively, combine resources, self-govern, and manage their own microeconomy. Players can extract in-game virtual earnings into real-world income, with complete support for a decentralized, player-driven economy. Atlas is the native in-game currency used to acquire ships, crew, land, and equipment. It is also the predominant marketplace currency. Polis is a multifunctional governance token with applications both in-game and directing real-world economic policy. The marketplace connects all players and is the hub for buying and selling all assets. Players can also post listings for paid in-game tasks. So that's pretty awesome that you can have a task that you want someone to perform in the game, and you can put that task up for um, in the marketplace, and someone can elect to accept that task. So it's pretty awesome. Welcome in, Jeff Weeks. Welcome in, EOD Vet. Andreas, how you doing? Yeah, EOD Vet, I hear you. Yes. So, for those who don't understand what Unreal Engine is, so basically it is the pinnacle of graphics generation for a game, for movie scenes, television scenes, you name it. And this is what this game is built on. So the planets, everything you can visit. I mean, look at how awesome these graphics are versus some of these other blockchain games that are out right now. Star Atlas is going to blow them away with Unreal Engine 5. This is what landscape graphics will look like. Okay, this is what avatars will look like. And there's something that they use called nanite. So with nanite, it's a virtualized micro polygon geometry system. Directly import film quality source art comprised of millions of polygons, anything from ZBrush sculpts to photogrammetry scans, and place them millions of times, all while maintaining a rate real-time frame rate and without any noticeable loss of fidelity. Nanite intelligently streams and processes only the detail you can perceive, largely removing poly count and draw call constraints and eliminating time-consuming work like baking details to normal maps and manually authoring LODs, freeing you up to concentrate on creativity. So this is going to be amazing, guys. Okay, amazing, absolutely amazing that this game is being um, built like this. And so yes, Unreal Engine has been a prime mover for gaming graphics. Yes. And so to have something like this in our blockchain gaming industry is going to be amazing because, as I'm sure you all agree, most of the blockchain games out there seriously have some Nintendo level graphics. Not that I have anything against Nintendo, but hey, I want to enjoy some of these graphics that my kids are enjoying, right? I mean, imagine if we as kids had PS4 and PS5 level graphics, right? So I want to enjoy some of this stuff too. Now, Star Atlas does have a white paper, and I mean, it is extremely detailed, right? So, the different sections, you have your introduction, the purpose. They talk about the SpaceX technology, the hybrid space genre. So, they actually have a whole lore going on here, which I really love. Um, it's not just, hey, let's go in space and shoot each other, right? There's actual lore behind it. There's actual factions. There's actual races, different planets, different galaxies. This is so awesome. Then they have the asset sale phases, the asset use cases, which is very important. The gameplay pillars, faction security zones, deep space exploration, combat, station modular construction, crew and ship component outfitting, professions, decentralized autonomous corporations, and economics. And then it goes into detail about the economics, everything from the distribution of the tokens, the issuance, the DeFi financial system, the token burns. Okay, so it's so amazing to see something that's inflationary in price but deflationary in supply. It is absolutely amazing. And I myself actually own a couple of the meta posters, which the snapshot will take place on the 25th of August, which is awesome. And then the mini games will be coming soon thereafter, allowing those who are I guess you could say day zero, not day one since the game isn't out yet, but day zero contributors to the game will actually have early access to the mini games, and we can start earning revenue before the full game even launches at the beginning of 2022. So that's pretty awesome. And when I tell you, I can only imagine the price of these meta posters once the game actually comes out. I'll give you an idea of what some of these posters are going for. Our Visits Earth, there's 72 in the world, and there's only two for sale right now. One for not basically 100 grand, the other one for $76,500. Um, and so there's only four people in the world that have the entire set. Okay, the entire tier set. And this poster right here was a bonus for someone owning the entire um, set of posters. Okay, um, and so that is very awesome. And then also, if we look at updates here, they have different issues. One was released April 13th. They talked about introducing Rebirth, which is when they started the meta posters. They now have issue number 3, that was May 18th. And then this project is a combination of Serum and it's built on the Solana network. So it's going to be lightning fast. Solana can handle 50,000 transactions per second. It is absolutely blistering fast. So this is going to be so amazing. And another thing I like about the white paper is they break down every single section, right? They don't just talk about, hey, this is going to be our Polis token and this is going to be our Atlas token. No, they actually tell you what you're going to be able to do in game and actually break down the phases. And then they clarify some things too. So, for instance, if someone decided to sell their poster to you on OpenSea, they tell you here, hey, um, game assets sold on OpenSea will not be playable until phase 2 through certain elements of mining, staking, and yield farming. So if you want that poster to get the rewards from it, if you bought on OpenSea, you have to use the Solana Ethereum bridge because it has to be in a Solana wallet during the snapshot. Um, and it's called the wormhole. Okay. They talk about the browser minigame. A minimum viable product version of Star Atlas will be launched as a browser-based minigame. Players and collectors can play and purchase in-game assets. In-game assets can be utilized immediately in the minigame. Assets purchased will be Solana-based in the minigame phase and will be configurable within the next context of the Star Atlas feature set. Ongoing revenue via minigame sales. And they talk about the shipyard module sale. They go into detail about the final pre-sale at beta launch. Um, so then they talk about asset use cases. So in-game professional careers. This is what everybody's been waiting for to hear. Pre-purchase assets provide convenience for mining, rescue, pirating, freight, bounty hunting, imperialism, crafting, retail, ship storage fees, refining fees, repair, refuel, defense, offense, and jump point travel fees. Asset brokerage. Asset speculator, purchasing early assets to sell later as opposed to actual use in game. Node staking, idle staking in safe zones for passive portfolio growth. Alternate gaming clients. Open source blockchain allows other connected clients to utilize the mechanics of Star Atlas assets in an alternative means of exchange that we do not actively review. They go into detail about the faction security zones. So, new players choose a faction and start in a faction secured safe zone. This allows the player to explore all of the basic functions of the game except destructive based gameplay loops such as rescue, combat, and salvage. Once the player is sufficiently confident enough to venture out, there is a medium tiered safety zone that is secured by mercenary groups. Combat is now allowed, but your assets will be reset if destroyed. The final distant zone of Star Atlas is a wild frontier where full combat and the destruction of assets is a permanent event. However, only a portion of assets in combat are destroyed permanently. For example, the results of a destroyed ship in combat is that the ship asset is decimated into components, scrap, escape podded crew members, and a certain amount is lost forever. Deep space exploration. All visible stars are real assets and can be visited, although some distant stars can be prohibitively distant and will require proper fueling to reach. There will be no actual skybox, so exploration can be done visually. This gives all players open exploration to go anywhere in the Star Atlas universe. Players will pilot their ships manually to uncover all of the riches the universe has to hide during their upgradable scanning modules. Higher tier scanning equipment performs deeper and broader and leads to a higher amount of assets that will be discovered. Scanning data can be acted upon and staked or can be placed on the marketplace to be sold. It goes into combat. Ships are outfitted with weapon turrets and missile bays. Turrets can be energy, ballistic, or disruption type to target different components of enemy ships and installations. Turrets are powered by a power supply and protected by shields and a hull. When encountering another enemy ship, if scanned properly, the player can target subsystems to get an advantage in a fight. Ships can also target land and space-based installations to free up competitors' claims. However, those installations can also have their own weaponry installed ready for attacks. All players can mark their stance as aggressive or passive to signal their desired combat engagements. Passive stance affords a shield and maneuverability buff to allow for escape if attacked without formal declarations. Station modular construction. Mining installations have adjacent installations powering and protecting their mining claim. Space stations have the same installations, but with major enhancements in the form of decks. Each deck enhances the functionality of the space station and unlocks the associated features that players engage with in that local station. Decks include commerce for storage and trading, a shipyard for ship manufacturing, repairs, refueling, configuration, and docking, refinery for refining raw ore into higher tiers, hangar for long-term storage of ships, retail for crafting and selling components and advanced materials, university for training and recruiting crews, cargo for storing materials and components, and defensive for building turrets to defend the space station and its inhabitants. Space stations with commerce decks will be required to connect to the universal marketplace to sell low-tier ore and items. Cargo and refinery decks will be needed to access higher tier ore, advanced materials, and components requiring physical intergalactic shipping. If stars are owned to the point of building a Dyson sphere, then the owner can build a jump point. Jump points allow independent systems to have immediate travel. Jump points provide a significant time cut to intergalactic travel, which leads to major boosts to economic trading lanes. So my assumption is this is kind of like a drafted drawing of what a jump point will look like. And then they go into crew and ship component outfitting, gameplay pillars, professions. So right here, professional roles manifest in their chosen ship roles. Players can earn in-game by having the correct ships, crew, and components for their desired roles. Examples of roles: transport, rescue, freight, repair, construction, refueling, miner, salvage, entrepreneur, CEO, broker, bounty hunter, pirate, smuggler, data runner, commander, general, mercenary, and scientist. Crew members within a ship also have individual station roles such as pilot, engineer, repair, scanner, science, gunner, mercenary, rescue, power manager, janitor, cargo foreman, hangar foreman, salvage operator, science officer, military commander, military general, private, sergeant, rookie, smuggle cargo foreman, and captain. This is amazing, guys. This is amazing. I mean, literally creating um, socio-economic statuses within the gameplay itself on top of the decentralized finance aspect of the game. This is absolutely amazing, guys. I don't think some people understand how serious this is when I say game of games. Okay. Decentralized autonomous corporations. The guild system of Star Atlas. The universe of Star Atlas is expansive. It is a lonely, challenging journey to tackling the countless perils alone. Players are encouraged to create factions, combine resources, and compete collectively to outsmart other players. Through the implementation of decentralized autonomous corporations, or DACs, entire space cities can be constructed and the microeconomy managed by those in charge. Careful strategic cooperation enables players to dominate regions and the resources available therein. The Polis token will serve a pivotal role in these cities, permitting the owners of political clout to impose taxes, fees, fines, rules, and laws on those outside the DAC wishing to gain access to these entirely independently owned cities. Economics. Unlike most games in existence today, Star Atlas provides a unique opportunity for players to extract in-game virtual earnings into real-world income. Where many game developers opt to monopolize asset ownership and distribution through restrictions on reselling, Star Atlas fully embraces the potential of decentralized self-sovereign ownership of assets permitted through the implementation of blockchain into asset ownership and NFT marketplaces. The ethos of the Star Atlas development team is to encourage the monetization of time spent in this virtual world and emphasize the ability for the monetization to transcend the metaverse into the real world. Digital assets owned always belong to the holder, and crypto assets earned can be converted into fiat currencies friction free. We believe this is the model for future of gaming. Atlas will serve as the native in-game currency within Star Atlas. It is the lubricant of the metaverse. Players will initially leverage Atlas to acquire digital assets such as ships, crews, components, land, and equipment. However, as in any real economy, a financial system is necessary to facilitate commerce. Whether it be through NPC merchants or direct peer-to-peer transactions, Atlas is the unit of account to execute operational requirements. Operating a business is challenging. Managing resources will require critical strategic decision making. Players seeking the monetary rewards available in game will need to carefully balance their operating expenses against income derived. Operating expenses such as personnel for mining equipment, fuel for ships, and repairs for damages will all need to be paid in Atlas. It will also serve as a predominant currency within the NFT marketplace. Atlas issuance. A fraction of the in-game currency will be available through various stages of the Galactic Asset Offering, or the GAO, leading up to the full launch of the title. Upon completion of the GAO, Atlas can only be earned through in-game activity or sales by other players. Unlike many projects in the crypto economy, the development team retains zero stake in the undistributed token supply. That is what I was looking for. Now, here's the Polis governance token. Polis is a multifunctional governance token with applications both in-game and directing real-world economic policy. Within the Star Atlas metaverse, political influence is yet another strategic consideration in the management of territory and the navigation of space. Controlling this political influence introduces a number of advantages for player status, which is represented by the Polis token. Holders of Polis will be in a unique position of jurisdictional ownership over entire regions, regardless of who owns title NFT to the land and equipment rights. These players will be able to restrict some of the activity that can occur while under their oversight, impose taxes on other players, charge toll fees, and otherwise create a separate set of laws which other players must observe. However, Polis represents voting rights, not dictatorial ownership. In this regard, it will likely require multiple players to collaborate on these rules, fines, fees, tolls, and etc., lest they be superseded by a more powerful group of players. Decentralized autonomous corporations will do well to take advantage of this tool. Externally, control of Polis will enable the gaming community to influence decision-making of the Star Atlas development team. This will follow a period of centralization of decision-making, likely 2 to 3 years of game development and a balance. At the conclusion of the centralized period, holders will be able to influence game economics, i.e., inflation rates, asset release schedules, game direction, and will otherwise provide some degree of ownership in development decision making. So, this is all so awesome, guys. I absolutely love this. It also goes into the asset destruction and deflationary mechanics. So, this is definitely something you want to read this full white paper, okay? And right here, it tells us that when Atlas releases to the exchanges, minimum price, all Atlas units will be purchased will be $2, okay? So that will be the minimum per price for Atlas when it releases to Radium, and there's another exchange as well, FTX, okay? So they'll be announcing soon when those will be available. And my guess is those tokens will sell out in probably less than 30 minutes, guys. So, and then it actually goes through the whole chart process, which is the Star Atlas tokenomics and value matrix for being a stakeholder of tokens, being a stakeholder of equity, and just being a stakeholder as the gamer. Okay. Um, so, um, this is definitely something you guys want to take your time and actually read. I am so super excited about what this game can bring, and it actually talks about highest profile Star Atlas competitors, okay, and exploration will be open world, unlimited, and algorithmic. Blockchain, there will be mining, there will be combat, claim staking, a marketplace, and organizations that will be featured. It talks about Solana, talks about Serum, and a partnership with Stardust. Stardust operates at a very important layer. They introduce optimized ways to deal with non-fungible tokens and game assets securely and in a user-friendly manner. By utilizing their API, we will seamlessly integrate Solana-based NFTs for usage in our initial game client. Stardust has a very prominent item on their roadmap to support Serum DEX trading, which aligns completely with our goals. They also talk about the nanite technology from Unreal Engine 5. They talk about Lumen, Chaos, and Niagara. So this is pretty awesome, guys. Their long-term vision. Okay, they talk about where they want to be down the road. And then they also have a conclusion with lots of reference links that you can use to visit. Okay, so this is pretty awesome, guys. Again, this is something you don't want to miss out on. Okay, and I myself own a couple of the posters. Okay, so it's definitely something you don't want to miss out on. I'm pretty sure the bot poster went up too. There's 707 in the world, and it's already basically its highest price is 9,000, lowest price is basically 8,000 or $7,950. Um, Pretty sure the lowest one you can purchase right now is the Heart of Star Atlas. There's 6,633 in the world. It's currently priced at $128, and the second most expensive will be the Discovery of Iris. There's 10,561 in the world. It's currently going for $209 minimum, 212 maximum. And then there are some that are just, I mean, they will blow your doors off with the prices, and some of them just aren't even for sale. Like for this, there's 4 in the world of the Peacebringers archive, and obviously there's no one selling them at this point because it would be very idiotic to sell them at this point. Um, the short story of a lost astronaut, there's 928 in the world. I love the backsides that they put on these NFTs, and it's going for a minimum $3,490, maximum 4,000. Okay, um, and it also gives you, if you come to Rebirth, all you have to do is purchase one poster to be tier 0. If you want tier 1, then you have to purchase all the level 1 posters, and then it tells you what you will get as rewards after the snapshot, and these rewards will go into your wallet. You need all of the tier 2s to get tier 2, okay? And then so on and so forth. Again, tier 5 executive, there's only 4 people in the world that can have tier 5. Um, and they will have 200 claim stakes, 200 mining station power plants, 200 mining drills, and 100 orbital space stations with trading decks. Um, and then they get an exclusive mini film and poster 14. Okay, so tier 5 is literally going to be a multi-million dollar ordeal. Okay, so um, there you have it, guys. I really hope this content was great for you. Again, make sure that you visit staratlas.com so that you can learn everything that's going on with this project. Again, the Polis and Atlas token will be releasing on Radium and on FTX at a date to probably be announced tonight. The Make sure to go to Discord if you want to get in and be able to ask the team questions, to include the CEO himself. Um, which is Michael Wagner, and then the COO is Pablo Quiroga, and the director of operations is Deb Lucas. They have all of their technology personnel, their art and design personnel, and the town hall is literally about to take place in, I believe, 3 minutes. So don't miss out on that on Discord. Someone will probably stream it on YouTube as well, but I am definitely going to hop in there. So if you have any questions or concerns, make sure to get in that town hall so that you can get your questions asked. Of course, whatever they can speak of that's not currently falling under an NDA. So thank you for tuning in. I love you all, and let's get ready to play Star Atlas and get those gains.